What is going on, YouTube? Chris with journals, comics, and pop culture. It is another Friday. Here we are, Friday Night Live, hanging out, my favorite day of the week. What is going on to everyone that's already in the chat? Obviously, we got the trolls tonight, guys. We got the trolls. They're out in full force. Trolls that are so obsessed that they just can't leave it alone. But guess what? Guess what? Hey, all my followers in the chat, I see Dan Beechner. Don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Don't even acknowledge them. It's absolutely hilarious. Blocked. Go ahead and keep making shell accounts, trolls. It's all good. It's all good. Ken, what's going on? Stephen, comic book Cannon. My other half is in the house. What is going on? To all my supporters, man, like I said, don't mind the trolls. We got a great show tonight, guys. We got a lot of great things to talk about. I got some announcements to go over as well. Really excited, like I always do. I'd like to get through some announcements first. I got some giveaway prizes to talk about. We have an unboxing from stateofcomics.com. We're going to open that. I have an independent comic that we're going to talk about a little bit. And then we're going to go into some real hot, juicy topics, guys. David, what's going on? Surge, Sigma Comics is in the house. That's what's up, because we are going to talk about a Sigma Comics exclusive. P. Keel, what is going on? All right, man. Lovely, lovely people. Surge, yeah, I think you shot me a message on IG, but I was getting ready for the live show. So, Bernie, what's going on? Ninth Wonder, Namor, Matt, what is up, guys? Appreciate you all for being here. So, hey, guys, so big announcements. I got my partner Jeff is in the house right now. Comic Book Cannon in the house. We just announced our 500 subscriber contest today. If you haven't checked out my video that I posted yet, go check that out. And also go hop over to the Comic Book Cannon channel, subscribe to us over there, and check out the contest video there. And all you got to do is let us know that you're subbed to both channels and comment on the videos to be entered into our 500 sub contest. So we were giving away a first prize to all the early birds that entered. We already hit over 400 subs. That was the marker. But guess what? We're going to let it keep running. So over the next couple of days, for everyone that enters, everyone is going to be entered for that grand prize. But the early birds are still going to be able to be entered for that secondary prize, right? So you have a chance of winning two prizes. So yeah, if you haven't entered the Comic Book Cannon 500 subscriber contest, guys, go do that. I'm going to talk about some other contests in a quick minute. Joe G, what's going on? Tricky Clicky, ABZ, Phil. All right, we got a lot of awesome people in the house already. I'm just going to get into this, guys. Okay. Here's another announcement. We're going to talk about contests. A big shout out to all my Patreon members. So next week, today's Friday, next week, I will be dropping the video for the winner to my first Patreon only contest. So all my patrons that are here right now, the wait is long overdue. We're going to know who the winner is next month. That's for that awesome Tales to Astonish 8.0. In a good stack of some other books. But check this out, guys. Once we do that, I'm going to get rolling the next Patreon only contest. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna tell people Comic Noob what's going on. I'm gonna tell people, y'all, hey, look, I know most of us are adults here, and I want everyone to be able to hang out and enjoy their time and enjoy their Friday night. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we're here as a community. So just keep in mind, I have no problem blocking people in the comments. I have no problem. We're here to support the channel, to support the community, and have a good time. Nobody is going to get in the way of doing that. Nobody. All right, so I wanted to make an announcement. So the next Patreon-only contest, I got some prizes already picked out, guys. This isn't all of it. So this is what we're going to do. I'm hoping to hit 40 patrons. All right. So 40 Patreon members to then roll out the next contest. So if we hit that 40 mark, I'll roll out a next contest, and I'm going to go over some of the winnings that you can get, guys. All right? So, and the great thing about these prizes that I already have picked out is there's some prizes that I put into the lot, and there's also prizes that were donated by other community members. So you guys know who you are. I really appreciate everyone that has given back to this community. And it's just, it really speaks to, you know, the heart of this community for sure. Sorry, is it too late for the current Patreon contest? Just tuned in. Sean, if you sign up before I actually get the names and everything put into the form, I will enter you in. So I'll probably be doing that on Monday. So I will say, if anyone wants to sign up this weekend, you most likely you'll still be. I won't say most likely. I'll do it. I'll leave it open until the end of Sunday. Okay. So anybody that wants to be a patron and signs up before the end of Sunday, I will enter you into the contest that we will be announcing next week. All right. So yeah, Sean, thank you for asking that. Let's see. So okay, so some of these prizes, guys. Hey, who watched the last episode of WandaVision already? No spoilers for those that haven't, but I'm telling you, man, there's some spec books here. So here's what we got. We got Avengers West Coast number 62, nice, super high grade. The first modern appearance of the Timekeepers. We got a Mortis. We know that this is going to tie into Loki, and it might tie into WandaVision. So that's going to be for the next patron contest. And we're also going to throw in some Mephisto. This is the limited Mephisto versus series. This is number 1. Nice high grade right here. There's been a lot of spec on this book. All right. And then we got X Factor number 1. I love the X Factor run. And Venom 26, first appearance of Virus, is the Peach Momoko variant, guys. So these are just a few of the books that I picked out so far for the next patron-only contest, all right? And again, we will run this one until we hit 40. And like I said, I'm going to add some more as we progress through the weeks to this one. So very happy to at least have some books picked out for the next prize, all right? All right, guys, we got two things before I get into the juicy hot topics that we're going to be discussing today. One is an unboxing, and the other is a independent comic review. You guys are going to want to hear about this. Before I get into the review, though, I am going to do the unboxing, all right? So let's get into this box. This is a stateofcomics.com purchase. Big shout out to Ryan, the owner of State of Comics. Guys, State of Comics is in Michigan, the Ann Arbor area, but they have an awesome online store where you could get FOC orders for like 25% off. And so go check out stateofcomics.com, guys. I highly recommend them. Ryan is just an amazing dude. And a big shout out to Ryan for getting his first DC exclusive done by cover variant done by Neil Adams, the legend himself, guys. So big shout out to Ryan. I know he's super excited about that. But let's see what we have in this box. Yeah, Dan said he watched WandaVision this morning. I watched it last night, actually, at midnight. All right, we got it in the Gemini mailer. Got some bubble wrap. I didn't bring my knife over here, but that's okay. I hope everyone had a good week this week, man. It was crazy busy for me. Peter, what's going on, Peter? It was a crazy week, just trying to keep up with everything and be here and get videos out to you guys every single day. That's how I do. Oh, man, I'm super excited about these books. Oh, my goodness. My goodness, my goodness. Yes. All right, guys, here we go. You ready? Star Wars High Republic, number 1. That's the adventures, though. But still, really excited about this series as well. What's up, Ryan? Ryan V's in the house. New here. Thanks for popping in, Ryan. Hope you can subscribe. And guys, I'm going to say for everyone that's new here, when we're done here, you got to hop over to the Canon, guys. We've got the Comic Book Canon live show, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Link is below. All right. This is the High Republic Adventures #1. Really happy to have picked that up with all the hype. And yes. Star Wars High Republic #2. I got this on my previews pull list now. All right, guys. I'm gonna retire. Boom. I have 4 copies of the beautiful Amazing Spider-Man 55. Beautiful red. I love the red. I absolutely love the red, guys. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take one of these and I'm gonna throw this in. I'm gonna take one of these and throw it into the next Patreon contest. How about that? So now we get one of these thrown in there with all these beauties. Look at that. All right. So yeah, I got 4 copies. I have the first print. I might send one of these to CGC, trying to get that 9.8. So beautiful, beautiful. Rose, what's going on? Star Wars is dope. Absolutely. All right, guys. Okay, so again, one more thing before we get into the juicy discussions for the show today. And that is this, guys. That is this book right here, Calico #1. I'm all about supporting our independent artists, independent writers, independent comic creators, guys. This is by a company, Sigma Comics. You guys can check them out at sigmacomics.com. Let me tell you something. I'm not one to sit and sugarcoat the quality of art. This book, I went into this book, you know, the Sigma family, hit me up and reached out to me saying, hey, you know, can we send you a book and have you check it out? I said, absolutely. I appreciate that. And then I read it. And I am not one to falsify what I believe something to be in terms of a form of art. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, guys. I am not lying. That is my humble opinion. If I thought it was doo-doo, I'd tell you, look, good attempt. I want to support my independence, but I wasn't really feeling it. You know, the art was kind of, I would be honest. This book, though, really had something, guys. So you guys, their link is in the description below. I really suggest that you guys check this out. The digital download of this book is only $1.99. This book is about a character called Calico, all right? And it's a bit graphic, but it has a very good message because it touches on animal cruelty. And if you guys could see here, they're partnered with the American Humane Society, guys. So I went into this book. First off, the book is super quality. It's something you could pick up off the rack. It has the kind of like the newsprint, the more matte newsprint paper, but I love that better than the magazine paper. Look at this art too. And again, well, let me not show that first page. It's a bit graphic. But I'm going to show, I mean, this art is just, I have no complaints about the art. I mean, I open this up and this could easily be a Marvel or DC or Image book, right? I told you guys, now I'm do not feed the trolls. I will block y'all all day long. I really don't care. It's so funny that we got like one person probably sitting on multiple devices creating shell accounts just to try to troll my show, but it's all good because you're getting my viewership up. So you can hit that thumbs down. You can troll me all you want. The joke's on you. All right. It's so funny. It's so hilarious. I will block all day long. Anyways, guys, back to the real important stuff here. This character, Calico, is a bit of a vigilante that stands up against injustice. But this injustice is one that doesn't get talked about a lot, and that's animal abuse and animal cruelty. I read the book, and the story pulled me in, and it was a quality style of writing. I'm a writer myself, so I'm very critical when it comes to writing styles. But I ended this book like, okay, well, there were some things that I'm questioning that I want answered, but it's just one issue. And overall, I was like, okay, I'm willing to pick up this second issue and see what happens. So again, guys, I really recommend that you guys check that link below to Sigma Comics to see how you can purchase a physical copy or download the digital copy for just $1.99. Calico, you know, we got some kind of a little bit of Black Panther vibes there, but again, really, really cool character. I love the symbol on his chest. And again, anything that supports a good cause. There's two good causes involved in this book. There's the support of an independent company that's producing quality art, quality writing, quality work all around. And it supports a good cause because it's shedding light on a subject matter that I do not feel gets talked about enough within the mainstream of things. So big shout out to the family over at Sigma Comics, guys. Go check them out. I'm going to be looking forward to issue 2 myself. And like I said, very, very happy to have received one of these. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, guys, please take some time to at least check them out and support your independent comic book creators. All right, guys, let's get into it. We're going to get some water here, and then we're going to get into the hot topics. All right. Beechner says graphic in what aspect? It's a bit bloody and violent, and it does show some animal abuse. But of course, it's not promoting animal abuse. It's showing it to show you the cruelties of it. Because obviously, this is a book that is shedding light on how to combat animal cruelty. So, all right. So. And we got Sigma Comics in the house. So yeah, go check them out. And they have a YouTube. So go sub them up. Go sub them up on YouTube, as well as checking that link below, guys. Thank you so much, Sigma Comics, for being here as well. And again, best of luck to you guys. And I can't wait for issue number 2. All right. And it is a limited series, guys. It's an 8-issue series. So, all right. I'm a little dry here today, but we're going to get in. You know how I like to get. I get into my topics, right? All right. So we're going to first talk about something that I didn't get to talk about last week. And that is the manipulation of the market manipulation and price gouging. All right. Now we can talk about market manipulation in a really broad scale, but we're going to focus on one element of it. And people are saying this, guys. People are using eBay primarily as a way to manipulate the market by putting books on the market and like having their friends bid on them. And we have this sale that's this outrageous price, and then nobody ever pays it, or they pay their friend or whatever, and then they put the same book up for sale and get suckers to go buy. Okay. Let me say one thing. Is this happening? It might be. It absolutely might be. Even Comic Tom talked about when they were talking about the previews 95 with Miles Morales and how it spiked up. They even said, look, could this be like one person posting them and buying them themselves and kind of, you know, manipulating the value? These things can be done. It's risky. It's absolutely risky for folks to do. But this is what I'm going to say about this. All right. I'm going to say 2 things. One, if somebody is doing this and they're doing it often, it's most likely not going to last. All right. One way or the other, somebody's going to catch on or they're going to get flagged. All right. So basically, another factor too is the buyers. All right. This is my advice. And this is why I said, is this market manipulation or is this basically uneducated buyers? Let me give you an example. If you go on eBay and you see a book that's been selling for anywhere for let's just say $20 to $40. I mean, that's a pretty wide range right there. $20 to $40, right? And then you see 1 or 2 copies sold for $300 and something. And you're in the market for this book. You want to buy this book. Are you going to see those sales and see those 2, what we call outliers? And are you just going to go buy one for $300? Because what I would do is I would do more research, because I would see that as a red flag, right? It's the power is still in the buyer's hand or the consumer's hand to do their proper research. And this is why fair market value can also get skewed. If you have one sale that's an outlier, that's extremely more expensive or higher than an average sale of recent sales, you really have to use that as an outlier. Use your best judgment to say, is this the market actually demanding a higher value for it? Or is something strange going on here? And this is all the rules that I always talk about in terms of how to collect and how to collect smart, how to buy smart, how to have patience, and how to make proper decisions. What's the first rule when you're in the market for a book? Don't use just one source. Don't use just one source to price your books, or don't use just one source to buy your books from. Use eBay sold, use Cover Price, use Go Collect, use Key Collector, use the Mercari app, use Overstreet, use Comic Book Realm, use GPA. There's so many out there. There's so many out there. Blocked. Oh man, I'm having fun blocking all these trolls today. So the point that I'm saying is this. If we see an outlier being sold on the market, right? All right. And we then make a decision to autonomously and consciously buy a book that had been selling for maybe $20, $30, maybe $40, that had one or two sales for $300. We go buy one for $300. Is that now manipulating the market, or are we organically affecting the market because now we are making a conscious decision to pay $300? What I'm trying to say is, if we're making uneducated decisions, it's not manipulation. We are still naturally and organically changing the market value of this book, but we're doing it because we're making uneducated decisions. But still, it changes the fair market value of the book organically, because nobody's putting a gun to your head. Nobody's forcing your hand. So I guess it's kind of a trick question here when I said, is it market manipulation or is it uneducated buyers? The bottom line is, it's not that black and white. We as collectors have to do our due diligence. We have to do our due diligence to make sure that we are making sound, smart investment decisions and purchases. Because if more of us did that, we would, one, be more content with the books that we buy, and two, we would be more content with the fair market values that exist on the market. You can't get mad. You can't get mad when you go to a car salesman and he sells you a clunker for $20K and you go home and it breaks down on you just because he sold you. You didn't do your homework. You were sold by the salesman. So again, talking about the macro, is there market manipulation? I'm sure that there are individuals out there that try to manipulate and take advantage. But as a whole, it's really hard to market. And first off, it's really hard to manipulate an entire market. When you think of the comic book market is not being manipulated as a whole. If there was one or two entities doing that, it's impossible. But when you talk about individual books, then it's a whole nother conversation. But my reply to that would be smart and do your homework. Let me check out some comments. Kid Collector, what's going on? Yeah, Kid Collector putting some work today, guys. Man, he did some vinyl flooring that just looked amazing. I'm assuming it was vinyl tiles. Mr. Barlint in the house. Let's see. Shilling bids will not go away. Just do your homework. Yeah. P. Kill, absolutely. You know, it's gonna. I'm sure it's gonna exist there to some extent. You know, always. But yeah, you got to be properly informed. ABZ is talking about Overstreet. Once it's published, it's already out of date. I talked about this in my Patreon Q&A video, ABZ. But the thing with that is I keep an Overstreet by my bedside every day or out here. Overstreet is still extremely relevant. But yeah, you can't use Overstreet to gauge a book that is currently hot, because we know that the market fluctuates from week to week and month to month. But what Overstreet is good for is benchmarks, annual benchmarks, and it's also good for valuing your standard common book, your standard run filler back issues, right? So I still use Overstreet almost every day. Absolutely. Let's see. What does an organic change in the market look like? Okay, well, Ken, that's a great question. What does an organic change in the market look like? There's not one thing to say how it looks. There's not. Here's the thing. If a book is selling for $20 and somebody goes and buys the same book for $200, just because, who knows, maybe, and here's another thing. We know that people list on eBay, and they'll put buy it now prices that make absolutely no sense, right? Like, people do that all the time on Marketplace, on Mercari, anywhere you go. People will put like an X-Men #1 from the 90s and try to sell it for $200. Most of us know that book is a $5 book. But what if somebody didn't know and they just saw that and they like, maybe it was a parent buying their kid a comic book for Christmas or something, or maybe it's just somebody new to the hobby and they saw it as is and they didn't question it. And they go buy X-Men #1 for $200. That's going to affect the fair market value on the market. But it's organic still. It's organic still. Do you see what I mean? So the bump in fair market value because of that one outlier wasn't due to speculation. It wasn't due to just a higher demand because of scarcity or something like that, or because of whatever, Star Wars are hot right now, so people are going out. It might not have been any of those things. It's simply an uninformed buyer, but it's still organic. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's good to be informed. It's good to be on top. Read your previews, right? Watch certain YouTubers to get information from, and look to all of your different resources for a proper fair market value. And you just got to continue to be educated and on top of your stuff. All right. Let's see. What's the best current comic run? That's up to the individual. There's a lot of good runs out there. Block. We could do this all day, guys. We could do this all day. Pedro, what's going on? What's going on? Man, the trolls are out tonight, guys. It's hilarious. All right, we're going to get into the second talking point that I wanted to talk about today, guys. And this one is really like, I love this. I love this. I'm going to get into this. I hear all the time, the market decides. Or the market always dictates. How many people, I'm going to hear in the comments, how many people always hear this saying? Well, the market always dictates. I hear it in response to so many things. I hear, when you do the Brick Hunter, what's going on? When you do the argument of Hulk 180, Hulk 181, what's the first appearance of Wolverine? Well, the market decides. What's the first appearance of, Punchline? Well, the market decides. How many people hear that? Kit Collector hears that. I got a Beechner raising his hand. We hear that all the time. The market decides. I'm here to set the record straight, and I want everyone to really listen to what I'm saying here. All right? No. The market does not decide label. The market does not decide the label of the book. But I know why people say that. People get confused of value and label, but they're two different things. Let me tell you what the market does always decide. The market always decides the value of a book. The market always decides the value of a book. But the market never decides the label. I'm going to repeat that again. The market always decides the value of a book, but the market never decides the label. All right? So, let's look at this. Wolverine's first appearance. Hulk 180 or Hulk 181. The market didn't decide what the label of those books are. The market valued Hulk 181, though, more than Hulk 180. You could put a list together of why. Well, it was Hulk's first cover appearance, so we see him on the cover. And it's his first full appearance in the story, so he's throughout the comic book. He's battling Hulk, whereas in 180, he was merely on the back page. Boom, here I am. Cameo, right? The market decided that Hulk 181 was valued more because they wanted that book more because of the content of the book. Because there's this new cover on the character and he's fully throughout the story. That's why they valued it more. They didn't value it more because of a label. All right? Because the labels of those two books are defined by strict definition that the market or collectors or you or I do not dictate. We do not dictate the definition of words and the definition of labels. What defines a cameo appearance is defined by something that I nor you all created. We did not create it. Here's a good one. Batman, what is it? Batman 655, right? First cameo appearance of Damian Wayne. And Batman 656. From the last time I looked, Batman 655, which is a cameo appearance of Damian Wayne, is valued at a slightly higher fair market value than 656. 656 is Damian Wayne's first full appearance. But guess what? The market decided, at least up until now, that his cameo appearance is more valuable. But just because the market's demanding 655 more than 656, does that mean they get to change the label? Just because the market values 655 more than 656, does that mean we get to call 655 Damian Wayne's first full appearance? I would like to know what you guys think. Let's read some of these comments. Brick Hunter, did I say Hulk's first appearance? Yeah, Wolverine's first appearance in Hulk 180, 181. Yeah, I have a bit of verbal dyslexia. I'm not lying as well, guys. I actually do suffer from a form of verbal dyslexia. So, yeah. Pico says something's killing the children of no. I'm not too familiar with what's going on with something's killing the children. Let's see. Kind of like Bishop's first appearance. Yeah, that is his real. Ryan says real appearance. What does real mean? That real doesn't really define anything. His at first real appearance is maybe the first time you see him, but that could still be defined as a cameo, right? The market can't change the definition. Yep. So the Kid Collector says, I'm a little confused. So the market always decides the value, but they never decide the label. Correct. Myth Lab, what's going on? Larissa. Hey, Larissa, I answered your question regarding that movie correlation in terms of appearance. I may touch on that here in a minute. ABZ, appearance is an appearance, but for context reasons, that's why we break it down. Because one appearance can indeed be different than a different type of appearance. All right, so let's use the Bishop example. Bishop's first appearance in 282, right, is a cameo appearance, but he's on the cover. How often does a new character get a cover? Get a cameo appearance, but also get a first cover appearance? So 283 is his first full appearance, right? But especially as of late, 282 has been more sought after simply because he's on the cover. But just because the market demands 282 in terms of how they value the book, it doesn't mean that 282 is Bishop's first full appearance, because it's not. It's still a cameo appearance. So I'm going to tell you that, guys. Look, hypothetically speaking, we're in an age where Hope 181 has gotten really expensive, and people like to go after the next best thing. So Hope 181 is increasing value as well. Let's just say, for example, and this is a hypothetical that I guarantee will never happen. It'll never happen, but let's just say it does. Let's say collectors rally so hard and just start wanting to buy Hope 180. They're like, you know what? This is the first time we ever see him. I don't care. I'm going after this book. And say Hope 180 becomes more valuable than Hope 181. If that was to ever happen, Hope 180 will never be Wolverine's first full appearance. Never. It'll always be Wolverine's first appearance in cameo. In cameo. Whereas Hope 181 can absolutely be seen as Wolverine's second overall appearance, but it will always be his first full appearance. All right. So I want everyone watching to really understand that. You can't bring up the whole the market dictates, the market decides. That only is in relation to value. Ryan, Hope 181 is his first full appearance. Hope 180 is his first appearance in cameo. Will Comics, what's going on? All right. I hope I explained that clear and concise. If anyone has any more questions surrounding that, please drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the breakdown. Get some water here. So again, guys, and then I'm just going to touch on this a little because I touched about it a lot in the past. I know the whole idea of what defines cameo versus full. There's nothing concrete in terms of written in stone when it comes to in comics. But I always say this, there is precedent. There's precedent, and there are textbook definitions that have been around for hundreds of years. And that's what we should base these things on. And here's my thing. I just want to talk about this too. If anybody is ever unsure if an appearance is a first cameo or a first full, instead of going against industry standard like Key Collector does by calling X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 266 the second full appearance of Gambit, instead of doing that, why don't you just not use the brief title and do it in a way where you get around the confusion? You could still call Annual X-Men 14 first brief appearance of Gambit. That would work, because even if you may not think that it's a cameo, it's brief and you're not lying calling it a full. I just had to throw that out there real quick. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now though, guys, but I just had to throw that out there. Hernani, what's going on? All right. So Larissa had a movie example that she wanted to talk about. She was asking, like, when you look at a movie, like Batman versus Superman, and you have Wonder Woman show up in the third act and then she just kicks ass, right? Is that a cameo appearance? And my response to that was, well, I've seen Batman vs. Superman a couple times, but it's been some years now. But from what I can remember, she shows up in the third act. Her music comes on, best part of the movie, and she helps defeat the bad guy. That right there, to me, is not a cameo appearance. It's a supporting role. It's a supporting role, but it's not a cameo because she plays a full role in the main storyline. Because if she didn't show up, the storyline would have been completely impacted differently, and whatever happened in the movie wouldn't happen, right? So that's why say it was a comic book and we never saw the Wonder Woman character before. And that whole movie played out in one issue of a comic book. That would be a first full appearance in my opinion. It absolutely wouldn't be a cameo. A cameo appearance would be like Ben Affleck showing up at the end of Suicide Squad, talking to Amanda Waller. You know, she says, "Hey, Bruce." He sits down. They have a conversation for a good few minutes, and then he walks out the door. That's a cameo appearance. A cameo appearance is Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark in Incredible Hulk when he goes to sits down with General Ross. Stark, I heard you had some problems on your hand or whatever. And then they sit down and then they talk. And he's like, Avengers Initiative, right? That's a cameo. Tony Stark's role in Homecoming, though, is a supporting role. It's not a cameo. Or you can even say Samuel L. Jackson's role as Nick Fury in Iron Man 2. When Iron Man, ends up getting drunk and he has a hangover and he's sitting on the donut and here comes Iron Man, or here comes Samuel L. Jackson, and then they sit down and he's only in a couple parts of that movie. I would even that necessarily isn't a cameo, but that's borderline. That's borderline. Now that I'm thinking about it, does Samuel L. Jackson show up other than that time, and then they go and sit down at Tony's house on where they're sitting on the porch and they talk? Is that the only time Samuel L. Jackson shows up in that film? Because if it is, that would be considered a cameo still. So for me, you got to look at every situation specifically and understand the definitions and look at how the character plays into the overall story of the movie or the comic book, right? Dan says, I just got Tales to Astonish 92. Last page was a cameo appearance of the Silver Surfer. That's a true cameo. Surfer was an established character. All right, Dan, I want to make it clear, and I know a lot of people don't understand this. The whole thing of an established character, of a cameo having to do with an established character, this only by Webster Merriam definition that's been around for hundreds of years. This isn't my opinion. This is by definition. The established character variable only pertains to a story that is being played by actors. So that's like a stage play or a film or something like that. All right. Literature, when it comes to literature, the definition of cameo has nothing to do with an established character. And I think that's one thing that people confuse about comic books when talking about cameos. In any type of literature, a character can make a cameo appearance before they are an established character. Again, that is by centuries-year-old definition and not my opinion. Yeah, like Dan says here, it's a theatrical word in its origin. Yeah, and Dan, that's why I was never fond of the term cameo even being used in comic books. I think they could have, stuck with brief and like left it at that. It's more vague, but it's more vague on purpose, and then there wouldn't be as much confusion. But unfortunately, cameo is here, and there's nothing I can do to change that, and it's not going away. So that's why I'm very adamant about understanding the entire context of the differences. So Larissa, by my opinion, by definition and precedent, yes. When it comes to the DCEU, well, I mean, ultimately, she wasn't even in any other movies before. She was just in the TV show, right? With Linda Carter. But yeah. So Wonder Woman's first full appearance in a live-action feature film was Batman vs. Superman, based on textbook definition. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Brief is vague, just like the appearance of the character in the book. That would have worked out good. Yeah, in Kid Collector, I hear you, man. Look, vague sometimes isn't good, right? But in this case, vague would be good. Vague would absolutely be good. And I'm telling you, man, it would save so much headaches and so many arguments if we could just stick to brief and leave it at that. Sequential, what's going on? Yeah. Yep, Sequential Geek. Wakanda was on the map back there in Iron Man 2. So, all right, guys, let me grab some water. We got about 10 more minutes here today, guys, but we are just less than an hour away from Comic Book Canon, guys. We're going to have a great show tonight. We have an awesome special guest, Swaggle House Comics, in the house tonight. So, guys, you're not going to want to miss the show. We got some awesome news. We got some really cool, the top 10 comic books of the week this week were really unique, and I can't wait to talk about them. Absolutely. So, yeah, guys, I hope to see you guys over there in 57 minutes. So I just want to reiterate, guys, again, if you're new here, please take some time to subscribe to the channel. And we do have our Comic Book Canon 500 subscriber contest going on right now. Make sure you check out Comic Book Canon link below. Go check out the contest video there. And you also have to comment on my contest video that I did on my page as well. But help get us to that 500 subscriber mark on Comic Book Canon. And guys, we're getting so close to 5,000 subscribers here on the Journos Comics channel. And it's only a matter of time. And I can't wait to announce my 5,000 subscriber contest. It's going to be totally awesome. And again, guys, I will be announcing my Patreon only contest later this next week. And I've extended the date. If you sign up to be a patron, link. Oh, you know what? I don't believe I have my Patreon link below. But I'll leave it right here, guys. I wanted to focus on my Sigma Comics link in this live stream. So let me put this link here. If you guys sign up to be a patron by end of day Sunday, all right, you will be entered into that first contest, all right? And just to show you guys again, I already started picking out the books for the next Patreon-only contest with a beautiful second printing of Amazing Spider-Man 55. Oh, wrong stack. Second printing of Amazing Spider-Man 55. Venom 26 versus Virus, Peach Momoko variant. X-Factor #1. Mephisto versus number one. Got to get a backing board in that book. High grade there, a lot of spec around that. And we know that this book has gotten hot. West Coast Avengers #62, first modern appearance of the Timekeepers, a Mortis appearance. And you know that we're going to see these characters in Loki. And I do believe they're going to be tied in to WandaVision in some way. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah. And again, guys, if you want to check out some really, really awesome independent work, check out that link below to Sigma Comics. and check out the Calico issue 1. You can buy the digital copy for just $1.99, guys. I am all about supporting our independent and up-and-coming creators and comic book artists and publishers. Check it out. All right, guys. Any questions before we head out? Nice. Sequential. Yeah. I picked up a couple copies of that book before it started creeping. Kid Collector says, where's the water sponsorship? I know. I'm just sipping on some normal crystal geyser today, guys. I ran out of my alkaline water. But did you know that from the over-the-counter, just your standard bottled waters, Crystal Geyser is actually one of the most alkaline of the standard. I know my stuff when it comes to water, guys. I don't drink juice. I don't drink milk. So I have to drink. So I drink water, man. That's my thing. I do drink tea sometimes. I don't drink coffee. I'm all about the water. What time is the cannon? We are 54 minutes away. 54 minutes away. So, yeah, guys, look, I appreciate all your guys' continued support. It was an awesome month of January on my channel. We continue to grow. And I keep saying this, it's only the beginning. I really appreciate you guys being here week after week. I really enjoy taking in your guys' feedback as well, responding to all your comments. It helps me continue to create fresh content. And I like listening to your guys' comments and taking talking points to come here every Friday and talk about things. That's what keeps it fresh. And I always say this is a two-way conversation here. You know, this is about being relevant to what you guys are into and what you guys are doing into the hobby, and having that two-way conversation and really diving into discussions that can really pique our interests with things related to the hobby. It can educate us on how to be better collectors in the hobby, or whatever the case may be. So week after week, like I said, I appreciate all of you guys. Again, big shout out to my patrons. We got a few more new patrons this month. Got a new patron today, Michael. Big shout out to Michael. He just signed up today. He will be entered into that first contest. So, yeah, man, lots of awesome things on the way. So, again, this month of February, we are going to be announcing my 5,000 subscriber contest. We just announced the Comic Book Canon 500 subscriber contest today. Patreon only contest. Yeah, so much going on, guys. So, all right, we got about 5 more minutes. So, if there's any other questions, you know what? I love this. I love it. I get to hit that block button one more time. I'm so glad that all you clowns and all you trolls are realizing how irrelevant you guys are. Irrelevant. Blocked. Guys, I got to ask you. So I'm just going to call. I've had this guy who has been like, he's literally my stan. He's my number one fan, guys. And I found his MO. He creates shell accounts. He's probably still, I probably blocked him 5 times already this show. So I got my number one fan who creates shell accounts and keeps harassing me via shell accounts. And I think it's just funny that, like, people are so obsessed that they take all their time out of the day to do stuff like this. Like, but you know what? At the same time, honestly, it's kind of sad, and it makes me worried, because I laugh at it, but then it makes me worry. Like, poor person, like, what's going on in their life that makes them so miserable. And I really have empathy towards them. I really do. I really wish, like, whatever horrible was going on in their life, I could, like, help them out to stop being such miserable people. It's sad. And I believe this individual is young, and so maybe it's just a young mentality. Maybe it's just because they're young, but at the same time, it is sad that people stoop to this level. I'm going to assume maybe they don't have the peer group or I don't know what his family unit is like, or if he's being raised to be a dick, right? Because I know that's taught. Being a narcissist and being an a-hole is absolutely taught. So maybe he's taking a book out of his parents or family unit. I don't know, but it's sad. It's absolutely sad. But I'll just keep hitting that block button, and they can keep wasting their time. They're just giving me more clicks and views, so I'm all for it. Connecticut, what's going on? Charlie, what's up? All right. Can Infinity Gauntlet gain in value now that Infinity Wars art is done? Ken, that's a great question, and I'm going to say yes. And Ken, I was just thinking about this today. I was just thinking about this because I was like, I remember when I did a video, like when Infinity War was coming out, and those books like shot up, and then they cooled off, but then they've kind of been getting a little hot again. I think the Infinity War saga is going to be around forever, and as those books get older, I think they'll keep increasing. Will they ever be crazy valuable books? There's so many of them out there, but I do feel like they're gonna gain some value over time, little by little. Oh, Charlie, thank you so much for the super chat. I am truly humbled and truly appreciate that. Oh man, see, I love you guys, man. Look. That's why, when folks come on here and try to rile people up and bring that negativity, it sucks that I even have to address it, because there are so many amazing people in this community. Charlie, thank you so much for being here and for that donation. And like I said, I mean, look, half of these books in this next giveaway have been donated by people that are here right now in the chat. This book was donated by somebody here in the chat. This book was donated by somebody here in the chat. And that's why this is a community. The Patreon prize that we're giving away this next week, the big book was donated by somebody in the chat. So that just goes to show I really, truly appreciate all of you guys. Haha! B Swift says, I caught the Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity Watch. Warlock in the Infinity Watch. #1 newsstand near me because of you. I love it. And B Schnur just copped a CGC 9.8. I was like, I'm super jelly. I got like 20 issues, but I don't have any graded issues or 9.8s. I probably have a couple that are 9.8 candidates. So maybe I'll send one in. Maybe. Yeah, Stefan, look, all kidding aside, I know I kid around the Infinity Watch book, but look, we know that Adam Warlock is coming, guys. We know it. And that storyline about, look, we don't know that the Infinity Stones are done in the MCU. And who better not? What storyline better not than Warlock in the Infinity Watch to protect the stones? I'm telling you, it's not just all laughs and giggles, guys, when I talk about this book. It really can happen. It really can happen. And although, look, Warlock has amazing Silver Age first appearance as him, and then a Bronze Age appearance as Adam Warlock. So it's never going to get to those levels. But look, it could definitely get hot and gain some value if that story arc happens in any form in the MCU. It's true. I mean, you never know, right? My flavor is super jelly. I like grape. I like grape jelly. Oh, Dan says, I'm still afraid to send my books to CGC. I hear you. Look, you know what's so funny, Dan? I've done it twice now. The second time was less nerve-wracking than the first, but I'm getting my membership's going to renew, and I'm getting ready to send some more books out, and I'm getting anxiety. I don't know if that'll ever go away. I don't know if it'll ever go away. It's definitely nerve-wracking. Beechner's on that great jelly. Yeah. Oh, Dan says, I'm guessing the first Infinity Stone that will return will be Visions. Dan! I never thought about that. What if Scarlet Witch pulls an Infinity Stone from the multiverse to bring him back to life in the end? Ooh, I like that. I like that. Brick Hunter just picked up another X-Men Annual 14 newsstand. You know, Brick Hunter, look, in the argument of all these cameo versus full, that's one that's really gaining value because of all the controversy. So, hey, I'm not mad at you for picking up another copy. So, why the anxiety of sending books? P. Keel, do you have kids? Do you have kids? Because I always say it's like sending your kids off to school for the first time. You know, and you're like, oh, my babies, I'm sending them, you know, and you're like, I just hope they don't get ruined or lost or that's why I always get max insurance protection. It's scary. It's absolutely scary to me. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because I got to go meet up with my co-host, Jeff, so we can go get ready for tonight's show on Comic Book Canon. So, again, thank you all for being here. I'm sorry that there was, Ninth Wonder does say the Gauntlet will return. There was a lot of nonsense going on in the chat. I'm glad we could push past that and still hang out and have a good show, guys. So thank you all for being here. Again, thank you for the continued support. Check out the link below for Calico. And I'm going to leave I'm going to leave this one more time. Maybe the link, you know, I think all these links are below. What am I talking about? But I'm just going to leave it here one more time. To be a patron, if you sign up by the end of day Sunday, you will get entered into that first contest to win that awesome Tales of Suspense 91, right? White Pages 8.0, as well as some other awesome books and prizes. So thank you guys so much for being here. We are 42 minutes away from the canon, and I will see you guys over there on the flip side. I want to see all of you, each and every one of you, all of you. All right, guys. And in the meantime, in the next 42 minutes, if you haven't entered the contest yet for Comic Book Canon's 500 subs, go check out the contest video and find out what you have to do. Go do that, and then come check us out on the canon. All right, guys. See you all there.